Hey, what's going on? Muriel from the Sunshine Family and renting a home in Costa Rica. About my very first rental after moving to Costa Rica with my husband and kids. I'm gonna tell you all about it, how I've done it, how I found my other rentals, and how you can model after my strategies, which is often not the way that a lot of people are doing it. I'm gonna tell you all about it here in this video. If you never met me before, well, welcome to my channel. This is an open invite to subscribe as well, using that little icon on the screen. Tap the bell icon to get a notification every time I upload a new video. It's always Costa Rica related, and I'm very, very excited to provide you with massive content, basically pulled out of my daily expat life here in Costa Rica. Everything I've learned myself is what I'm sharing here on the channel. Often it's really personal, so it's not the only way or the only solution, just my way, and I'm happy to inspire you. So, renting a home in Costa Rica. Do you think I rented a home up front for 3 to 6 months when moving to Costa Rica with my 2 children and my husband in 2018? Heck no, I didn't. But how did I find my rental? How was it when I arrived? How much did I pay up front? And what happened? So this is what I've done, which I also wrote in my ebook 7 Steps to Costa Rica. I always advise people to do an orientation vacation, especially when traveling with kids, to be sure that you have found like an area to plant your flag and to explore from there, right? It's impossible to check out everything into all the details before you move, but you know, have a global idea of where to land and where to plant your flag. That's kind of handy. So we did our orientation vacation in the area that we probably wanted to stay. And what did I do then? I started to chat with everyone. I literally started to network. I dove into the community Facebook group. I was visiting real estate offices. I asked everyone that I met along my way, like, you know, do you have any ideas for a family rental of 4 people? We're gonna move here next year. Any thoughts, any ideas? And I wrote down lots of names and contacts. I really started to network. Word of mouth, showing up, saying, hello, I am a Dutch family, you know, I'm gonna move here. You want to have awesome, honest renters? Well, please pay it forward. I literally was not shy. That's my approach. That's also my character. I'm not sure if that's your way, but I didn't use a relocation expert. I did it myself, word of mouth. So I stumbled upon a contact who showed me around. She was having a baby back then, and she said, I have a rental available. It's my own house and you can rent it. It might be quite small, but it is doable. So we saw pictures, we exchanged information, and then we committed, you know what, we would love to rent it. We would arrive in Costa Rica in rainy season, the end of August, beginning of September. So September and October. And just had an option to rent it long term, but I paid up front 1 month rent, and after arriving, because the deal would also be do a deposit of a month, well, I said I would rather pay the deposit the day that I arrive. I see that everything is there, not broke. Yeah, just to be sure, and then I'm happy to just transfer that money, and she agreed on that. Now I must be honest, I knew that she had a benefit of having us as renters. So it is kind of important to know what is your market position. For example, you're gonna have a very bad market position if you decide to move to Costa Rica and come in high season in November, December, January, February. Then you are not the only one. So the prices will be the highest. A lot of places will be full. At least that's in my area the case. The area of Santa Teresa, Montezuma. So you don't want to risk being left out because simply there is no availability. So be smart and move in low season to Costa Rica. So I made the connections. Literally, I had, for example, in my orientation vacation, I rented the quad. At the quad rental, I asked. At the optional school for the kids, I asked. Like literally, I shared my name and my number everywhere. And back in the Netherlands, I kept on communicating with those people. And then the first optional house appeared, like, you know what, I'm getting a baby somewhere else, and how about you rent my house? And that means I don't have to take away all my stuff out of the house. I can just leave it there, and it all seemed fair, so we did it. Well, how was the house? So I paid 1 month rent up front, made the deal, pay that we were paying it without water, electricity, and Wi-Fi. So the deal was super clear. Did we pay in or exclusive bills? Water, electricity, Wi-Fi, gas. There's always a gas bottle. You have to buy that yourself, so that's never included often. You buy that at the supermarket after returning the empty one. I didn't know that, by the way. So yeah, we made the deal. We pay our own electricity bills and our own bills. You can do that in any supermarket once you have the number of the, you know, the resource, the thing, the water, electra, or Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's how we've done it. That was totally clear at the beginning. A lot of people make the mistakes to forget, is this in or exclusive water, or is there a limit of electricity that we get inclusive? If you decide to use your air conditioning all day and all night, you're gonna have a higher electro bill than if you don't, right? That makes sense. So be clear on that. I was 100% clear on that, but I wasn't 100% clear, of course, how the house looked like being there. So when we came there, I already thought, oh my goodness, it's such a crappy house. All stuff were half broken. It was clean. There was a cleaning lady not included. I had to pay her, but she was coming. That was great. I didn't have to arrange that. Things were clean. What it was like, it was so smoothie. I don't know. It was not the house for long term for me and my family, but we decided, you know, let's sit it out and let's find something else. So while being there, and here's the thing, I didn't commit upfront paying for a year. A lot of people do that because they are afraid to not have a home, but I really advise you not to do that if you haven't visited that house before, you don't know the person who's renting it out, because overall a house will never meet your real expectations once you're there. The pictures are always more pretty than it looks like for real. So I was glad that I took that risk of not arranging something for long term, having the risk that it will be crappy. I knew, you know, this is not really the place where we can be, and I was right, because the roof started to leak. It was badly arranged. Who was making the roof? I happened to have a conflict with the landlord, who appeared to rent out the house that was not in her ownership. So actually, we also found out that she asked way too much than it was worth. So I was so glad that we could just leave. I posted a photo with a hello introduction of my family and myself in the Santa Teresa Facebook group, not even talking about we need a home, but just saying hello, we're here and happy to meet you all. And someone reached out to me, literally saying, I just built a house, I'm looking for a trustable family, quiet people. I have Wi-Fi. You know, you can work online, because that's what I do. That's how I was able to move to Costa Rica with Dirk in the first place. We have our online business, and for more info about that, check out the link below my video to see if that business model fits you. But he said, you know, come over to meet, and that's what we did, and the rest was history. We left the other house. The landlord was not happy, but I was not happy either. I never paid the deposit, actually. I just broke the word of mouth agreement, which perhaps it's not fair, but at the other hand, it was not fair what was delivered. So I always was a step ahead, but it was also because it was low season, it was super rainy, the town was empty, so my market position was pretty strong. And I cannot say enough, it's not only the renters who really can, not just the landlords who often walk away with earning way more than a house is worth. There are honest landlords. That was my second landlord. He had a very fair price for a house with a pool, 3 bedrooms, etc. And we had such a lovely time there. He became a friend of us. Now friends of us, viewers from this channel, will be renting his house, so we pass it on, right? Word of mouth in a good way. So there is positive stories for sure possible. I know so many awesome stories to share of people who arranged their first home for a month or so and then took it from there, and while being there found their ideal long-term rental. That's how I would do it if I were you. But then come in the rainy season, okay? So the second house was awesome. We left the other house. She was not happy, but I was like, you know, I was not happy, so goodbye and farewell. And that's how we've done it. And the third rental was also word of mouth, which was close to the property that we bought. Yeah, that's basically how we went. We never used any official office to have a rental. And you must always think like this: once you use an official office, there will be commission paid on you. You are like part of the marketplace. If people help you find something, you're always part of some kind of marketing strategy, which doesn't have to be a bad thing, because you know that way people earn on you in exchange for, you know, having a valuable house. But just I want you to know, don't step in the trap of choosing false security over the risk that renting long-term in advance, paying like 4, 5, 6 months in advance. I'm talking about that. Be careful, because I know more than a handful of people who did that and who ended up living in the house that was so terribly crappy and not worth the price, for lots of reasons. And I assure you, once you are in a location, the best rentals are unknown for people outside of Costa Rica. It goes by word of mouth. House owners also have their part in benefiting from having awesome renters. So if you have nice people with a nice home, they benefit from being able to meet you, and that often helps when you want to find your perfect long-term rental. Just get yourself there, arrange something short-term, up to 1 or a maximum of 2 months in the low season, and then take it from there. That's how I've done it. That's how I'm glad I did it, because I found my awesome 8 months rental home that way, being at the spot, being able to meet the landlord. He didn't post anything about his home. He just found me, he messaged me, and miracles happen that way. It's also the law of attraction, right? Just get yourself there and have a positive expectation. And I learned that the universe always has your back. So what do you feel is stopping you? I hope that my video helps you. Meanwhile, I'm not renting. I bought my own property, and I did it after 8 months living here. So don't decide too fast to buy something. Check your area out, go through some seasons, see if you still like it in another season, see what's happening in the neighborhood. Are they building a lot? Like all those things. But for now, renting a home in Costa Rica, that was my video about. There's many ways to do it. I did it not arranged by a company or an office. I did it myself, and it was an amazing, exciting adventure. We have never been out of awesome temporarily or solid rentals. Even if the first house was not perfect, it was the roof over our heads, and after 2 months we lived in an amazing next level quality house we could only find being there. So feel inspired. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like my video if you think I deserve it. Share my video if this could help someone you know. And of course, I'm looking forward to meeting you in Costa Rica one day. And if you want to learn more about my coaching programs, Be the Master, I have one-on-one marketing programs, because I'm an online marketer. I teach people how to build their business so they can work and live in Costa Rica for themselves. Then check out the description below for a world of information, free content, book tips and more. Bye for now. See you soon.